Ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of crazy. This is insane. Some might say that this is a little spin, a little twist. Some might say it's a bit of a flip on our typical programming. This is insane. This is awesome. This is so fire. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Top Rope Boys podcast. I know that for a lot of you, once we release this, this will probably be your first time tuning in. So let me introduce myself. It's the EST, the DMV, the Chocolate City Saint, the Bajan Bulldozer, the Cameroonian Nightmare, the Potter of all worlds, the Left Hand of Destruction, El Misterio Negro. You feel me? And also, Vaughn, you gotta say it.
South Freak Man Rollins.
Yes, it's the rated S superstar himself, Stef. 1/4 of the Top Rope Boys, the best podcast from the DMV, best wrestling podcast in the world. Right here, I got two of my stable mates. I got Just Vaughn. I got Rique Brown with me. Rique, talk to us.
Hey man, you know me as the man with the plan, your host of the most, Mr. Rique Brown. I'm happy to be here. We have a special uh episode here. I'm super excited to get into it, man. Vaughn, how you doing, bro?
Yo, Type Nation was good with y'all. Just on here, Resident OG. Hey man, special episode, man. Like, I contain myself, man. I'm excited. So like, nothing me rambling, man. Steph, get introduction, man. Who we got today?
Man, today we got one of the best. But before I get into the intro, real quick, we got to shout out our boy Sears, our missing fourth piece. But you know, we gonna hold it down for you, Brody. Anyway, our special guest today, hailing from Sacramento, California. He is one of the best young high flyers on the indies today, the runner-up in the inaugural WWE ID Championship Tournament, the former GCF SoCal champion, former Lucha Premier champion, and SPW Extreme champion, possibly the flyest gringo to ever touch down in AAA. You see, I got the pronunciation on point, you feel me? He's been on GCW, AEW, ROH, and so much more. But guys, you can catch him on AAA and WWE Evolve. He is Jack Cartwheel.
Hey, what's up, guys? Man, thank you so much for that intro. Thank you guys for having me. Man, that was a really great intro that y'all had as well. I don't even know if like I can name off my cool nicknames all in once like that just yet even. So, man, that was cool. Thank you guys for having me.
Dude, thank you for having us. Honestly, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know, let's just address the elephant in the room. I know that you're on injury right now, kind of on the bench, but how are you feeling? How are you keeping your mental up?
You know, it's been good because every time I've gone to physical therapy, I've been getting a little bit better with the angle and stuff. So we're
Yeah.
getting there, we're getting stronger, which is all good news. You know that when it happened, when I dislocated my elbow and my forearm bone was just all the way off of where it was supposed to be, you know, I thought for sure I would need surgery. I thought for sure I'd be out like 5 or 6 months, but it's seems like it'll be less than that, and you know, so that's been keeping my optimism up as but I haven't also fully felt missed yet. You know, it's been around a month, and like it sucks
Mhm.
to see some wrestling, but that I can't do right now. And but I feel like in the next couple weeks, or if this goes on another month or so, it'll really start to soak in how much I'm missing.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Totally, totally fair. I'm not gonna lie, brother. Look, I know that they just made the announcement for Triple Mania.
Heck yeah.
That like when is it supposed to be like September 11th, somewhere around there? September 11th
Yep.
to the 20th. Hey, I'm not saying anything. I'm just hoping for the best. And of course, we're manifesting, you know, a prosperous career for you once you come back. You're gonna be back better than ever.
Dude, thank you. Yeah, and like same that I saw that Triple Mania announcement, and you know that's my new horizon. That's my new goal that I'm looking towards. That's when I want to be in the best shape of my life and most prepared in my life, verbally, physically, emotionally. So yeah, totally. That Triple Mania announcement is huge, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Can't wait for
Heck yeah.
it. All right.
All right, man. So let's just jump right into a little bit. Again, you are hailing from Sacramento, California, the 916. I just
Yeah.
gotta ask, man, I'm a huge comic book head. Like, seriously, ask anyone around me. So I gotta know, what's the origin story? How would you break it down? What was your radioactive spider type moment that made you catch the bug for wrestling?
For wrestling was I mean it comes in a couple of waves. That the first wave was when I was super young, we went to a WWE show. I think I was maybe 6 years old. I didn't know anything about the sport, but I knew I was terrified of Mark Henry. And I was telling all my family to stop booing Mark Henry because he was about to meta world peace us and come out into the crowd and start fighting everybody. I was completely like blown away with everyone booing an athlete that I thought he looked so mad he was going to come find us specifically. So that impacted my life immensely, as well as when I was casually watching wrestling, and I went to a WrestleMania party at my friend Cody's house, and it was WrestleMania 33. And Roman Reigns was walking down the ramp against the Undertaker, and I decided that night, sitting on Cody's carpet, that I wanted to chase the feeling of walking down the ramp at WrestleMania. After being a fan and understanding that I loved athletics, I loved performing, I loved the spectacle, all of that moved in that night saying, hey, this is the feeling that I wanted to chase of walking down the ramp at WrestleMania. So WrestleMania 33, when Roman Reigns was entering, I was like, it was a euphoric, enlightening moment that I'm like, dude, that's the thing. If I was to dedicate my life to chasing a feeling, that's what I wanted.
Everyone's trying to chase that dragon, right?
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. So since we were hearing about your origin story, what were some of like your growing pains getting into wrestling? You know, I know it's not easy. So what were some of the growing pains and like what was like wrestling school like, you know, and maybe it was the indies like, you know, what was just the growing pains of getting to where you are now?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, there's tons, right? There was just the logistics part of it. When I tried to go to training for the very first time, I went to the venue where I saw SPW do their shows at. So I didn't even know enough about wrestling that I showed up to this old church in the middle at like 8 p.m. on a Wednesday, and obviously nobody was there, but that's where I saw the show. So I went over there for training. So even from the jump, it's difficult to get in. And then you go through learning the process of calling matches, or sorry, learning the process of getting through some matches and learning the process of dealing with some difficult personalities who have told me that, my character is stupid, who've told me that I'm not tough enough to make it, who've told me that I don't have that deep anger inside that other people possess, because I like to smile and I like to bring smiles to the fans' faces, means that I can't turn that switch. So those were all growing pains as well. And, there's the long nights where you're driving home 7 hours in the middle of the night, getting home at 3 or 4 a.m. while losing money. So you're doing all that just for the fun of it. And yeah, sometimes you're going out by yourself as well, that you'll lose out on some friendships because they aren't ready to commit to some of these shows, or going to training and trying to lift with them. So, you gotta lose some friends along the way as well. And but it's all part of the process, because once I got ID'd and once I got to AAA, man, it's those feelings could uh, never be taken for granted because of how powerful they were, that you finally got to that spot.
That's fair.
That's like,
Um, would you say that like having to sacrifice some of those friendships for obviously the larger goal of your wrestling dreams, was that really the thing that was like kind of hard for you to learn early on? Because obviously we grow up learning that like everyone that we hold as a friend, we try and hold on to as close as we can. But I think the more we mature, you kind of like learn that everyone's there for a season, not for a reason. Would you say that was
Mm.
something that your journey kind of like resonated with?
Yeah, perhaps. And I mean, it's not even it wasn't a deliberate thing, I guess, of like, oh, this person doesn't do me any good, so I'm going to throw them away. But it's more like Thursday through Sunday, I'm out of town and I'm doing shows, and all my other friends are that's when they're free and that's when they want to hang out. And it's just uh, being like, okay, I'm fine with not seeing them anymore because I got to go do the thing. I got to go chase this dream. I got to go have a great show. And yeah, so it's not even like a deliberate like, oh, you're bringing me negative energy, so I'm going to push them aside. It's just you get so busy in chasing this dream that that people slowly fall off, I guess.
It's fair, man. Hey, J. Cole said it best. Everybody has a fall off at some point.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Hey, man,
J. Cole is my number
we gonna
one.
talk some Cole later. Don't worry. You talking to a real
Word.
dream villain.
Word.
But
So
not.
regards to your in-ring style, so obviously you're a high flyer, do a lot of, for lack of a better term, flippy shit, you
Mhm.
know. So I would say, like, what inspired your in-ring style? Did you have any personal inspirations to your in-ring style? Like, what goes into that?
For sure. Yeah. I grew up training in gymnastics and competing in gymnastics competitions. So it was something like I was known for just growing up with friends and family that whenever I was around, I was going to be doing flips and the playground, I was doing flips. When we went to visit my grandma at the senior homes, I was doing flips. When we went to go sing at holidays at synagogue or church, I was doing flips. So it just kind of naturally progressed that everyone started calling me Cartwheel. So when I got into professional wrestling, it was right there that I wanted to be the guy who makes people smile one cartwheel at a time. So, yeah, and all that aside, I think it's also very relatable that it doesn't matter if you know who Bret Hart is or if you know who Terry Funk is, you know what a cartwheel is. And I want to bring the people who aren't familiar with wrestling in through something that they can relate to.
And I just want to say, like, the cartwheel driver is one of the most badass. I remember seeing it for the first time when you were in GCW, I believe, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like,
Thank you.
I just thought that was the coolest move I seen at the time. But
Thank you.
that's what's up, man. That's badass. It's cool.
What's so funny about that move is the bigger the person is who I'm giving it to, the bigger pop off I get, you know? So if I'm working some smaller guys, I sometimes I don't land back on my feet, but I know if I'm working somebody huge and I can get them up, it's like a trampoline. Like I
Yeah,
shoot on up back to my feet.
it's like Newton's laws of physics in real time. It's like the law of. It's like whatever you give in, you're gonna get out.
Totally. Yeah, man. I can generate over 800 pounds of force with the centrifugal force of the cartwheels that I do. If I weigh 80 kilograms and I do a cartwheel in half a second and the rotational force is mass times volume squared over the diameter, man, I'm creating so much force with a single cartwheel that some people think that it's not as powerful as a punch or something, but I'm flipping my whole body into one position. So yeah, I could back up the physics side of it too. You talk about the momentum. So
Awesome. So
Ladies
Giving
and
a science
gentlemen, he's
lesson.
athletic and he has brains.
there we
Let's.
go.
right, like the way he just broke that down was insane.
I've
Oh
had it in
no.
my notes for a while.
Real.
But no, man, like I think the more we talk about, you touched on this earlier with WrestleMania 33 and the Undertaker Roman match really kind of inspiring you and making you want to be a professional wrestler. I'm not gonna lie, myself personally, I'm tired of hearing the Mount Rushmore questions when it comes to wrestling media. So I want to ask you, what is your Mount Matchmore? Like, what are the four like matches in your opinion that would really kind of like you say helped inspire or kind of gave that same impression that
Mm.
almost the Undertaker and Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania 33 did?
That's a great question. I would say that I mean that match is up there for Roman Reigns Undertaker WrestleMania 33. I would say that this one the New Day versus the Usos in Hell in a Cell was
Yes.
Classic.
so fun for me
Awesome.
that like I was so interested in the storyline following up to it. They did the things where I think either Jay or Jimmy was stuck with the bamboo sticks and they were
Oh
beating it like
yeah.
that had so much emotional pull to it that yeah that match is up there. Halloween Havoc with Rey Mysterio and Eddie, you know, that's gotta be up there.
Of
Rey
course.
Mysterio and Kurt Angle too. That could be up there, man. I think Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, even though that's like a totally different vibe, but when
Mhm.
Goldberg won just out of nowhere and like I think it was 3 minutes or so, like that was such a um exciting firework of a match.
Yeah.
While I was watching in a half pro wrestling, half fan eyes, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, I would say. I mean, I know that there's better ones that probably are more prestigious, but then we're kind of buying into
Yeah.
the
Right.
Mount Rushmore of matches that everyone talks about. So
Exactly,
Mhm.
man.
yeah.
Yeah. Since we're on,
Like,
oh, we go, Steph.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was like, since we're like on the topic of like matches, I'm just curious. So, what were some of like your personal favorite matches of yours that you have? You know,
Totally. Yeah, I would say that Rey de Reyes match that I just had at AAA, trying to
wow.
win the Crucero Championship with TJP and Dragon Lee and Laredo Kid, man. Yeah, so that is way up there for sure. I think I was like one of the best I've ever been personally, and the most complete wrestler I think I've been. Um, as well as the other match with Laredo Kid and Javon Evans from Guerra de
Yeah,
Titanes. So
Oof,
that
yeah.
is all the way up there as well, to be put in that position on a PLE and to go out and execute against Javon Evans, who's like at the freaking top of the whole entire industry right now, man. It was just so
yeah,
special. And then I would also say in that group is the very first Evolve main event where it was me, Cappuccino Jones, and Sean Legacy versus who is now the Vanity Project. Yeah, so like thinking back at that match, it's so special because now I'm in AAA. They are all in NXT. It's really cool.
I
Oh
gotta
man,
say, since we're talking about matches of yours, I was rewatching this maybe a couple of days ago. The match between you and Sean Legacy from Tennessee Wrestling,
Oh, cool.
no, Memphis
Yeah,
Wrestling, Memphis Wrestling. Yeah,
yeah.
it's dude, it is a standout, and I think the cool part about it is that we typically know Sean Legacy for being a more physical kind of guy, but you were able to get him out of his comfort zone the same way how he was able to make you kind of a more grounded performer in that same kind of like in that during that match. And I think it absolutely blew the house down. It's one of those like underrated gems that kind of reminds you of the old tape trading days that the OGs talk
Thank
about.
you. Heck yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, that match was. I remember that match being interesting because we both are coming in as good guys. We're both there to just have the best match we can. But I think that was Sean Legacy's maybe third or fourth showing there. So
Yeah.
he was already freaking over with everyone. So I was getting booed out of the building, even though I didn't do nothing yet. I was just trying to have a. I was just trying to
You're just
out
trying to have a good
wrestle him.
time.
And yeah, like I remember being really proud of that match. That also happened. I drove overnight from the GCW in I'm not sure what city it was, but I remember that night. The night before that, I was driving overnight through Missouri, through the like thunderstorm kind of capital area to get to Memphis, and then learning maybe at 5 a.m. or something like that that show was at noon and not at night. What I thought. So the nap that I took that was supposed to be decent was cut much shorter. So yeah, that's so I forgot about that match. It was a cool one.
Damn, that's crazy. Now knowing that you
Yeah.
were running off, that you were doing that probably on like what, a couple hours of sleep, maybe it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I would say, so I would ask, like, in regards to, like you said, like getting booed and all that, was so trying to managing fan reactions. Is that something that was also part of the growing pains? Because I understand, because I know that some people handle the booze way differently. Some people can just take it. Some people can just eat it up. So I would say, so my question, I guess, would be like, how do you deal with that? How have you dealt with that? Whether it be negative, positive, like how would you describe your connection with the fans in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, you need to be listening, right? You have to be tuned in and to where the vibe is because that creates a lot of the timing, right? And I think some of the growing pains was yeah, just understanding sometimes you're not gonna get some of those reactions and it sucks, but we have to learn and we got to move on after it. As well as yeah, I feel like I've learned that sometimes if people are booing, but they're booing in a facetious kind of way, you have a smart mark who's going to boo the heck out of a good guy because they think that they're cool. You just ignore them. Just ignore. You're not going to change their mindset. And I think with that the Dragon Lee match that I had in Monterrey, Mexico, obviously their reactions to Dragon Lee were much stronger. That before the match, the whole place was chanting Dragon Lee. But if I were to like look back and buy into that, like, come on, what about me? That only has negative reactions in it. So I think in that moment, I was really proud of myself by just sitting there with it, and showing that it doesn't affect you. Because yeah, they get a little indication that it affects you. They're gonna keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you talked about Dragon Lee and the match you had in Monterey. I know that Dragon Lee is one of your main like inspirations and one of your kind of like I know that definitely working with him in AAA, have you been able to build like almost a mentor mentee kind of thing? Has he been able to give you any gems? What would you say has been like the biggest piece you've learned working and interacting with him in the ring?
I think the biggest thing is I think I'm just learning how great he is, honestly. Like that was the thing. It's just like, man, like the way that his brain works and can create moments is just stellar. That's the reason why he's been in the business for so long and why he's gotten so much success
Yeah.
is how well thought he is, and his intensity as well. I think is something huge that I've learned from him. Is he'll uh, legit get in your face and push you and try to get reactions out of you, and if you don't give it back, then he's just going to make you look like a wimp, really. So you have to give it back, or else you're going to be in that position where you don't look like a great wrestler because you're not bringing that intensity to his level.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
like there's only so many people that can end up kind of being able to take there's only so many people that end up being able to take in the environment of a wrestling crowd and being able to manipulate that in a way that where they're still able to tell the story while still being able to kind of adapt on the fly. And I think that he's super great at that. I think that you're super great at that from the matches that I've seen of yours. And going back to that first like main event on Evolve, you're a part of WWE history, man. Like
Dude,
you
Mm.
don't you like
really cool.
you're like being able to come from such humble beginnings like you have and get integrated into that system. You're in the PC, you're working under the Undertaker, who, by the way, is probably, in my personal opinion, Booker of the Year right now. I'm just going to be so honest.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
like, I, what's it like kind of being under all these learning trees?
Dude, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's a dream come true, really, to be able to be in the same room as the Undertaker and Fit Finley and Terry Taylor to learn with these amazing minds. It's the thing that we dream of. And when I got into wrestling, when I was sitting there outside of the church at night where nobody was there and I was so excited, it's like a flash at the possibilities that could happen, and the fact that I got there is I'm glad that I could make my family proud and make the fans proud who helped me get here. And just learning from them, I try to become a sponge, and take everything in. I have this notebook, and I literally have probably five others completely filled with just stuff that I've been learning about wrestling. So yeah, it's really freaking special.
Dude, I love that. Absolutely love that.
In regards to the note taking and everything, how important do you think it is to remain a student of the game? Because 2019, you're about 7 years, but you're still so young. But how important do you think it is to always learn, even when you get to a certain level?
It's important because if you stop learning, other people are going to surpass you. It's just that, you can't get to a level and just be okay with it and be happy unless you're at the end of your career and you're ready to be done. I think if that's where the mindset is, totally cool to stop learning. But yeah, if you're trying to progress and trying to grow, I think I said it in like a random post at like last week or whatever, that it's like I'm not a WWE champ yet. That's why, that's why I got to keep working, because I'm not a champion yet. And even when you become a champion, that more work happens after that. And it's just to become more versatile, to learn more things, because at the end of a wrestling career, you could still have production value, or you could still have a great mind. You could become a coach or run shows. So even if you don't think that a certain lesson is for you, it could be for you in the future.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like that's the kind of mentality we need to have. Like you have to continue to keep going. Same thing with any other sport. You can't just really,
Totally.
because like you said, people will surpass you and get better. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a great mindset to have. That's awesome.
Thank you, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a feedback off the future that you mentioned. Like you're up and coming, so like you're definitely on a great incline. So I'm curious, what are some potential future matches that you would love to have with some of the guys that are like on the main roster, NXT, et cetera? What's the matches that you want to have eventually, as you're on this incline right now?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I want to have a match with Ray Phoenix. I think that would be super sick.
Ooh.
I would love that. We've had an angle in the past, but we never actually had the match. So Ray Phoenix would be super cool. Penta would be super cool. Dom Mysterio, Finn Balor. Dude, it would just be so sick. I would love to wrestle Jacob Fatu because he's also from Sacramento.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really fun. Roman Reigns, the guy who brought me into pro wrestling, I think would be such a cool story. I think Cody Rhodes, because I do cartwheels, he still does cartwheels. There we go. Yes, sir. Um, yeah, I think the possibilities are endless. But I mean, those names that I named, dude, that would just be a dream come true.
Mhm.
And I think it would feed families too at the same time.
Oh
Oh,
my
100%.
goodness. Yeah,
Dude,
you Ray Phoenix. Oh my goodness. I need that like now.
Right,
dude, that would
right.
be insane. Because here's the way I see it. Like, um, Ray Phoenix has called his shot that he wants the Cruiserweight Championship. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's over. I love Laredo Kid, but I'm not even saying this just because you're in front of me, but Jack, you might be next up. I can't even lie. Like, because the fatal four way that you guys have for that belt was very much like could have been a match of the year contender for me. Like, it's one of
Dude,
the ones.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's how I feel as well. That while I said all those names, I should have said Laredo Kid or just whoever has the Crucero Championship is up next. Whenever I come back from this, whoever has that Crucero Championship, I'm coming for them because
Mhm.
third time's the charm. I lost it last December. I lost this last opportunity in March. You give me one more shot, and if I can't do it that time, I guess I understand. But man, exactly what you said. I felt like the momentum, and in that four-way match, you watch it back, dude. I wasn't just another guy. I was not just another guy. I was a threat there. Yeah. So thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Of course,
Hey, you
man.
heard it here first. He's coming for that. You heard
He's
it here
coming
first. He's
for
going
it.
to come for it, and we're
That's a
Right.
rooting for you,
TRB
bro.
exclusive.
We're rooting for you,
Yes.
bro. Nah, I just want to touch on like your brief AEW Ring of Honor run. You rub shoulders with guys like Kenosuke Takeshita, the acclaimed Brian Keith, Nick Wayne. How would you say, how was that experience for you, and how would you say that helped you get better as a wrestler and a performer, if it did?
Yeah, every time you're in front of people who are super talented and can teach you how to learn with cameras and learn with timing, it's all good. Um, yeah, so I was really grateful to get that experience, and yeah, keep that
Awesome
short.
sauce.
Um, that actually brings up a cool part because as we were kind of like prepping and learning about your journey, not only are you a great singles talent, you're also a really dope tag team champion or a really dope tag team talent. You've tagged with guys like Starboy Charlie. You've had probably the most insane run with Cappuccino Jones as part of Adrenaline Drip.
Thank
Like,
you.
how does your mentality change as far as putting together a match, depending on whether it's a singles match or a tag team match?
Yeah, I would say the mentality changes because you got to work as a team, right? There's some other um moving parts that you got to be in and be aware of. Usually, when me and Cappuccino are in there, we're in there with some bad dudes who want to break the rules. So it's all about making sure that we're completely on point and being ready for when they want to cheat and when they want to break the rules. And yeah, like I freaking love working with Cappuccino Jones, Adrenaline Drip, bro. I I can't wait for our next rep. It sucks that we live a little bit far apart, so it's hard to
Yeah.
get some reps together. But yeah, I love whenever we get to have those matches, and it means so much more because you're doing it with a friend. As corny as that sounds.
No, but that's real though. That's part of the reason why like we do this. I love doing this with my friends, so I completely
Yeah,
understand. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a manifest it. 2027, Adrenaline Drip NXT Tag Team Champions. I'm gonna say it
let's
right now.
freaking go. Let's
I've been
freaking go. That's
I've been
right.
saying this since episode 1 of Evolve. You can ask Rique because I have been like
Yeah,
nagging him about it.
let's go. Man, that means a lot. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Sometimes you forget like who it is that's watching or who it is that's actually being impacted or not. So dude, that means so much. Thank you.
Of
And
course,
staying
man.
staying with Cappuccino, I would say obviously you wrestled each other, right? Along with wrestling together. So I would say like when you're actually wrestling Cappuccino Jones, how is that? Like how like because I know obviously it's like you guys know each other very well. You guys take reps together. You guys know each other. You guys are friends. So like when you're actually wrestling someone that you're in a team with or you're friends with, does that change anything? Or how does the process go into that?
I think you go harder. I think you definitely go harder. That um, I know he knows my moves, and I know that he knows I know his moves. So like, we do a lot more counters. I think we hit each other a lot harder. I think that there's a lot more passion behind it, man. It's like Goku versus Vegeta. They're gonna put it all out on the line. They're
Yeah.
going to start fighting. It's a part of pride, but then at the end of the day, it's a good handshake. We never cross that line that you can't go back from, and that's the tricky part about wrestling uh, your tag team partner is if you cross that line that you can't go back to being cool. And I think we did a good job at making sure we stuck to our morals, even though the gold looks so good and it
Mhm.
looks so precious that it was close that I could have done something different, but we kept it clean.
Yeah, you guys had to fight back the Smeagol. It was almost calling to you on like some Lord of
Man,
the Rings type
he
shit.
was, yeah.
Because you would see matches like you see like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You would see Eddie versus Ray. People that were really close, people that been on the road together for years, all that stuff. And you see the match and you see the intensity, how much goes into it. Because I was going to ask like, do you? And you already answered my question. Like, do you go harder? Do you go softer? But obviously, when you see these kind of matches, they go way harder. So,
Yeah.
so that's cool. That's what's up.
Totally. And it's about getting their timing as well. And yeah, being familiar with their moves. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Backing off of what Reek said, naming off some pretty epic rivalries there. Just speaking, we talked a lot about you as a wrestler. I want to hear a little bit more about you as a fan. So, what are some of your favorite rivalries in all of wrestling?
This is what's up, man? My baby brother is fine.
What's up, baby bro?
You haven't had water all day? Totally. Man, this isn't a like great answer kind of historically.
Mhm.
I was a huge Ryback fan. And when the Shield debuted, and destroyed him, it
Mhm.
was all about Ryback versus the Shield and Ryback versus CM Punk. And I
Yeah.
know that that's not like a big historical wrestling point and milestone, but in the time that I was watching as strictly a fan, that
Mhm.
meant like so much to me, and that rivalry was huge. Yeah, and yeah. So I was
No, I completely get it. Like that was like your thing. That was your entry point. That was what
Yeah.
got you into helped
yeah.
you into this big wide world. So I'm sure that Shield versus Team Hell No and Ryback match is probably like one of the a core memory for you.
Yeah, totally. And I would say also maybe John Cena versus the Authority when Sting returned, when Dolph Ziggler won the Survivor Series matches. Man,
Man,
that was some good stuff right there. Because Dolph
I'm not
Ziggler's
gonna
also
lie.
was one of my goats, definitely.
Mhm.
Man, oh yeah. When
Yeah.
Dolph won the Survivor Series match, I'm not gonna lie, that's my favorite Survivor Series match like ever.
Yeah. When talking about matches earlier, I should have mentioned that one.
No, that was a great match and a great moment for sure. I remember like just being so invested in that match, and I'm like, it's 1-on-3. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's about to go down? And yeah, no, Dolph is amazing. He's amazing.
So once again, you are pretty young, and like I said, and you still have a lot of experience under your belt. At 25, when did you have this "I can do this" moment in your? I guess what it was from you learning wrestling. Maybe it was a match you had. Maybe it was a promotion you was with. But when did it hit? Like, man, like I can actually do this and be good at it and make my name, a name out of it.
Yeah. Wait, do you mean bro, I would say, even though this is kind of, had already found my way in a lot of aspects, but when it was Jack Cartwheel versus Shane Haste at PWG, I got a huge win, and it was so many cartwheels that I think that was the match that I think I like finally understood how to use them and when to use them and the impact that they had. That the PWG match of me versus Shane Haste. I think he went for a Saito suplex and I cartwheeled out of it, and then I gave him a
Mhm.
flash pin for the actual finish. And just that match was special in that every time I was doing these cartwheels, the reactions just got better and better, rather than in the past when I would do them and I'm just maybe doing too much or too little. Just that one match felt magical, that I was like, okay, I'm getting down when I use
Mhm.
them, how I need to use them. And yeah, it really made me feel like a more complete character than I was
Mhm.
before.
Love that.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I really, really do.
Like,
What would you say? Because again, we're going back to kind of just the makings of you as a wrestler and just kind of the complete picture of it all. What would you say kind of like inspired your look, your gear, your entrance, and all that? Speaking of your entrance, is that Akintoye as a part of your entrance music? I was rewatching some of your old indie matches and I could have swore I recognized his voice there.
what was it?
Akintoye, he's a rapper out of Canada. I could have swore you used one of his songs for your entrance music, maybe.
Maybe I think so. It's really interesting. Yeah, the I used a Al Jarreau Black and Blue, the song. There's a
Oh.
really cool video of a band at, I think, a football game playing it. And I took that TikTok and I put it over and over, as well as other people duetting that song with their own music to it. So I think I have a little bit of a guy with a drummer who's drumming to it. Then I have another dude who did a freestyle, all with the same song. And then I
Oh,
added
okay.
those I added the like car wheel from a show, from a video that I had from a show. So yeah, like but it's Al Jarreau's Black and Blues, but the video that I took it from, it doesn't sound like the original song because it's from a orchestra band playing it, not a jazz band.
Got you, got you, got you. All right. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to talk some. We're gonna have to talk some jazz later, but I do want to know. Getting back to the original question, like what inspired your look, your gear, your entrance, kind of the whole presentation of yourself and your character.
Yeah, I would say that there's a tons of different inspirations. I think Star Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy is a big part of who I am and who I think I am, and who I want to be. That he's fun. He plays jokes, but man, when it got down to it, when things really go down, he's tuned in and he knows how to lock in. He's emotional. He's not afraid to look silly, but get the job done at the same time. I think in a similar way, I find myself being in a Yoda sort of way as well. Because I mean, I do all the flips, I do all
Yeah,
the fun stuff, but I mean, I'm a smaller guy in this really big industry. But I'm going to try to do my best to make the most out of my size, the way that Yoda does. And I would say that my look comes from partially CM Punk, partially Dolph Ziggler. Because CM Punk's got the stars on the back of his trunks, and I got the
mhm.
cartwheel guys on the front of the trunks. And then I would say Dolph Ziggler inspires some of the colors, as well as Shawn Michaels with some of the colors, and wanting to be um, pink and flashy and cool and have some blonde hair and grow it out. I mean, I'm trying to grow it out right now,
Yeah.
or at least a little bit longer. Um, yeah, I would say those are all huge inspirations that have been a part of who I am.
Hey man, when it comes to your look, man, we gotta have you versus Trick Williams for a custody of the white coat match, man.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, I don't wear the white coat as much anymore. I got this a new gimmick now, which is
Mhm.
cool. But yeah, definitely last year he took that from me. Is what it is. I'm the first one who ever wore that.
First wrestler ever to do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you gotta get your Soldier Boy shit, man. Just start saying, just start reminding pushing first. Oh man, but real quick as we start to kind of like wind down here, I do want to say we got a quick little couple of games, a little more fun questions for you guys as we kind of get into the more kind of like getting to know more about you and your personality. If you could book a 5 match card, what would those matches be?
Hmm. Like any type of match against any sort of wrestlers.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. So I mean, I think we're starting off with some sort of high flying scramble. I think I
Mm.
would put some high flying GCW characters in there, mixed with some high flying WWE characters would be super cool. I mean, like it'd be super cool if we get a Gringo Loco and a Vengador and a Dragon Lee and a Sean Legacy and a EK Prosper all in
Oh,
that first match. Just
Oof.
go get them excited, have a great time. Then I think we're following that with a tag team match of some sort. Um, Maybe let's say Fraxium versus Adrenaline Drip. I think that would go
Nice.
freaking hard.
Nice.
That would be
It
sick.
would.
would
So
be
we
my
got
match of the year.
to right, and man, book it. Somebody put that. We'll get there.
Hey
Um,
Sean, you got a job, man.
um, then I think with those first two being so fast and high paced, we'd go with like a either a triple threat or a singles match of like big guys. Let's say
Mm.
it's hmm, maybe it's Almost versus Tala. I think that would be sick.
Ooh,
Mm.
Almost versus Tala. Put
okay.
that in there. Then we're going semi main and then main. Semi's got to be a championship of some sorts. Hmm. Well, I'll jump to main. I'll jump to main. That it was probably Roman Reigns versus. Hmm. I mean,
You
they
put
just did
yourself on that
Jacob
card.
Fatu. They just did Jacob Fatu. Maybe solo. That would be really cool. That could
Okay.
be another story that we tell. Or maybe it's a triple threat of Roman, Solo, and Jacob. That would be
Ooh.
Mm.
sweet. Maybe in the main. Then we got a semi. Hmm. Probably a women's match. Let's say. Has Rhea and Bianca had their like get back yet? Because I know that they feud in the past, but I don't know
No,
if
I don't
they've
think they've
gotten
had
back.
they haven't had the singles
That
especially
one
not
did.
after 41.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would be really cool as well to throw that in. Yeah, I think
Mm.
that would be a really fun show.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's a great card. I can't even lie.
Yeah, that's a good card.
Sweet.
Hey,
Hell
you
yeah.
might have booking in your future. Shit.
There we go.
Oh
Right.
man. I was about to say, Vaughn, Reek, you guys got anything you guys want to ask?
No, I just want to say like I don't know if you follow sports a lot, but on a lot of like sports based podcasts, they'll be like, "What was your welcome to the NFL moment? What was your welcome to the league moment? What was your welcome
Mm.
to the business slash welcome to the ring moment?" Where you're like, "Oh shit, okay, I'm really in this now."
Mm. Good question, man. Maybe. Yeah, like because there's got to be a moment that I wasn't in control. I think that like there was a time in probably 2019, yeah, 2019, where I'm doing a match with some luchadors and I'm understanding that I need to learn more Spanish, and all of a sudden I'm in control and I don't know how to communicate at all to what's going next. So I think that that's more of a welcome to the lucha world, as in if you want to be successful here, you better learn some Spanish, because I was in the middle of the match with hundreds of people watching with no clue how to continue and finish and fight my opponent with without without ruining what we had already going. I know that
Yeah.
I'll try to think. I'll try to think subconsciously because I know there's a better story in there than that one.
Oh, but
No, but
But that
I
that was,
feel
that
like
was a good one.
I would still be scared shitless. I mean, like
absolutely.
you're literally mid match, you're live. You can't just be like cut. You have to keep going. So it's like
Yeah,
I could imagine you're just like, holy shit, what now?
yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's that. There was definitely some people who would take liberties on new students and like Royal Rumbles or Battle Royals and stuff like that. You know, if you got some old vets who are going to go and just chop the shit out of people in the corner. But I was also never the person who just allowed that to happen when other people would be nervous to like step up. I'm like, yeah, no, we're all doing this. You chop me, I'm chopping you back. So that those moments I didn't have as much of. I had a really great moment with Penta in Tijuana where he chopped the shit out. He stopped the whole freaking production just to give me one really great chop. And yeah, it was that was fun. But I think it was like in a much more lighthearted, yo, this is gonna get a great reaction.
Yeah. You brought it up a lot, and also this is probably like one of the dopest like things to see because we always talk about guests in the culture, and you are a guest in lucha culture. So, how did it come to realize, and how do you feel a sort of responsibility, seeing as you are one of the kind of like uprising, up and coming uprising stars in that culture, to kind of like put on, but still know your place as a guest?
Mm, yeah. I think that a lot of the lucha culture has brought me in. I've gotten a lot of great responses from the crowds in Mexico, which has felt great. And you know, I'm not going to try to water anything down. I'm not going to try to tone anything down to fit in or to not outshine anybody else. When I moved to the Los Angeles area to start college, I joined a lucha school. So that's where my lucha background came from. That I had maybe a year and a half of pro wrestling training before moving to the LA area when I started at a lucha school. So
Mhm.
then shout out to Lil Cholo and Mariachi Loco from the House of Lucha who took my pro wrestling understanding and my gymnastics understanding and skill set and taught me the ways of lucha libre to where I learned almost from the ground up, even from locking up with the left side now. And now we're doing more arm drags, and now we're taking three-quarter rolls rather than bumps. So it was like a start from the beginning again in lucha style. And yeah, it's I don't have a mask. And I think if yeah, I don't have a mask. I don't need a mask, but I if they wanted me to have a mask, I would be super down as well.
That's fair, because like we see guys like you. We just saw Claudio Castagnoli during his CMLL run, kind of like recognize that like he is a guest in their culture, but now he's kind of been so immersed in it, and just now he wears the mask like all the time now. So it's just like he recognizes the weight that everything holds, and I think you show off that same sort of poise, for lack of a better word. And I think that the way how you guys are able to respect it is something that's super, super, super like honorable, because we see so many people enter all these different spaces and completely like disrupt it. But last quick little question. We were talking some music beforehand. I know you're a Gambino fan. You talked about being a Cole head. What is in the rotation before a match?
Ooh, in the rotation before a match is a lot of the off season playing, a lot of J. Cole's album, The Off Season, a lot of Friday
Yeah,
Night Lights is playing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would say there's a good amount of Eminem playing. There's a good amount of Metallica in there.
Okay.
Um, there's there's some Drake. There's some Kendrick as well. I'm not gonna stop listening to their music because they don't like each other. That doesn't make sense.
It's okay, man. We know you're tuning into Iceman tonight. It's all right.
I don't know. Is that a
Yeah, that's the new
new?
album that he's dropping
Yeah,
tonight.
drop tonight. Yeah.
Ooh, Drake.
Yep.
Drake.
Okay, okay. I did see something about that. Okay, I'll try to check some of it out. Um, yeah. So I would say, yeah, that's most of the rotation. Man, unfortunately, sometimes I'll play like some. I got a lot of like movie songs that I like as well. You know,
Mhm.
I'll listen to like a Star Wars soundtrack or something. I'll listen to the Force.
Hey,
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 I'll,
Oh,
I'll
you're in the
brother,
listen
right
to
place,
the
bro.
yeah,
you're
very
You're in
you're
the
in the
place.
right
correct
place.
place.
Look,
yeah.
look. Me,
Um,
I'm with you.
I'll listen to Lord of the Rings on my way there. If I'm
Oh,
going
Mhm.
through the mountains or something, I always play the same bridge of man, out of Bakuzagaka. It's like a very long word. But I have a very specific part in the drive when I drive from Sacramento to Los Angeles, where you're
mm,
going over the grapevine and it's all just mountains. I always listen to Lord of the Rings in that time. So
that's hard. You
thanks.
kind of remind me of Samwise from Lord of the Rings, so I kind of get it. I
I
see
will
the
take that. What the goat really of the whole universe?
on, bro. Like seriously,
Yeah, gotta have a Samwise.
got to. Are there any other questions that you guys want to ask real quick before we get into our last little game with Jack?
Oh, I just want to say, like, what advice would you have for young becoming wrestlers? What would you say to your younger self, knowing what you know now?
I would say it's so important to just not get jealous and to not get envious that everybody has their own journey. Just because this person gets that opportunity because they did this, this, and this doesn't mean that it will directly connect to you or work for you. Because it's so easy to get so wrapped up into what other people are doing, and that comparison is the thief of joy. And you try so hard not to do it, and it's hard not to, but trying to not compare yourself to other people because everyone's got a different journey. And it's also really freaking cool to try really freaking hard. It's really cool to chase after your dream. It is not soft to say it's a dream, to verbalize it, to talk about it as a goal. It's not it's easy to feel pressure from other people like, oh, it's stupid, it's dumb, or whatever. But it's so important to not listen to them, and that it goes hard as hell to chase after the things you want.
Hell
Nice,
yeah,
nice, nice,
love
nice,
that.
nice.
Vaughn,
Um,
you got
eh,
anything you want to say?
yeah, one last thing, so once again, like when it's all said and done, you hang up the boots, what do you want your legacy to be once it's all said and done?
Mm, that I flipped the wrestling world on its head. That
Mm.
I was a beacon for the people who felt like they were perhaps too small, or people who felt like they perhaps didn't fit in. I definitely don't fit into the lucha libre world right now, but I'm going to do my best to fight through it and to stick it to the people who try to kick me out. I would say that yeah, jeez, I lost my train of thought during that.
Nah, man, we felt it.
Oh, we felt
We
it. We
really
get it.
did. Come on,
Hey,
man.
okay.
Now, I got one quick little game that I want to play with you real quick. So it's a
All right.
wrestling grid. It's a daily challenge where you got to fill out a 3x3 grid by people that fit the row and column criteria. I'll share my screen so that way you can watch, and then also all of our viewers and listeners on DSPs can go ahead and watch and play with us along as well. But I do have a wager. If you We will obviously help you and give as many clues as you can, but if you can't complete it or you need a clue from one of us, the bet is you gotta text one of your colleagues, one of the other people inside the squared circle, and tell them, hey, you gotta check out TRB, just had a great interview, gotta pull up on the boys. How does that
That's
sound?
yeah, sure. We could do that. We could definitely do that.
Let's go. All
I'm a
right,
little nervous too, though. Just by the way.
don't worry. Look, you can always give up the bet and ask one of us for a clue.
Okay.
But
Hey,
no,
chill on him, man.
let me share my screen and then we'll do the normal version here. Shout out to WrestlePlay for the grid as always. And just let me know your answers for those of you that are
Oh wow.
listening. For the columns, we have IC Champ, the Inner Circle, and Ireland. For the rows, we have a Money in the Bank winner, WWE Champion, and a Grand Slam 2015 format. Jack, whenever you're ready, you can
Mm.
let me know your answers.
So I mean, Ireland and WWE champions got to be Finn Balor.
Are they gonna count that? Oh, he is a Grand Slam champion,
Oh.
correct?
Yeah.
Mm. Right. Okay. Um, Ireland and Becky Lynch for Money in the Bank.
Nope. No Becky for
No.
what?
Mm.
No Becky.
Ireland and Sheamus, or sorry, Ireland and WWE champ for Sheamus.
Yep.
There, all
Sheamus
right.
fills out the Ireland one.
Oh,
He
Sheamus.
He did win
Okay, he's
money.
on
I
both.
No, who
forgot
did?
about that. 2015. I
No, who
forgot
did?
about that.
Inner Circle Jericho is in there.
Gotta be Jericho.
Man,
All
I'm
right,
not sure
cool.
where. Okay. Inner Circle of Money in the Bank. Is that Claudio? Was he Inner Circle?
I don't think
Nope,
so.
no
Ooh.
Claudio.
Oh, I know who it is.
Hmm. Was Cody? No. I'll come back to that one.
Love the look on Reek's face because I know that he knows.
Yeah, it literally just came to me.
All right, yeah, come back to this one, Jack. Let's see if we can knock
Okay.
out the rest.
Okay. IC champ and Money in the Bank. Is that Seth Rollins?
We could do Seth. No Seth.
No, Seth. Okay. IC and WWE. I see. So this is the year. This is in from 2002 to 2011 IC champ.
Yeah, 2002,
Oh,
2011.
okay. I got you.
Sorry, I thought
Hmm.
that the belt design gave it away. That's on me.
That makes no. It makes sense. I got you. Is there Goldberg? No, probably not.
We can try. We
Grand
can try.
Slam.
See what's up.
John Cena for Grand Slam? Easy? No, I don't think so. Actually.
No, because he didn't get IC until last year, I think.
Yeah. IC and WWE is Rey Mysterio.
Okay. Yep, we can do Ray for IC and WWE champ.
Nice. Grand Slam champions. So that's so funny. I have my list of shows that I do. I have it named as the Grand Slam. So hopefully
That's
one day
funny.
I'll get there. Money in the Bank. I see champ.
He's hard at work over there, guys. We talked about him having the brains and the athletics earlier. Let's see if he can put them to use.
Man, yeah. Is Kane a Grand Slam champ?
He's got to be. Like, I really feel like he's got to be. I'd be surprised if he isn't. Oh, wow.
I was
No,
like,
okay.
I think it's the old format though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the updated format. They're being real specific about it.
Yeah, that's very specific.
Christian.
We can try
Christian won
Christian.
Money in the Bank and in Intercontinental.
Nope, nope, no
not
Chris.
No.
Not Christian, but
Edge. We got Edge in there. Heck yeah.
Rique don't want us to win this bet. Rique don't want us to win this bet.
hey, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help out our guest. Okay,
You
Right,
did. You did.
Reek's being a fair man.
That's fair.
I'm being a real. I'm a real one right now.
Which one do you want to put him for, Jack? Money in the Bank winner or Grand Slam?
I'll go Money in the Bank. That's probably a harder one.
Okay.
Is John Cena going? No, I already said that. Holy cow!
Yeah.
I was gonna say Undertaker, and then I'm not sure. I'll say Undertaker for Grand Slam.
Let's try
I don't know
Undertaker.
if
Why
he
not?
is.
No.
No. Use that.
That 2015 format is so specific. Like,
Oh no.
Is Roman Reigns Grand Slam?
Let's try Roman. Let's try Roman. No Roman. I was
I'm
thinking
gonna.
he's
Yeah, no.
no,
Shawn
no,
Michaels.
go ahead. Because I feel
Shawn
like my favorite
Michaels.
words are my show.
It's Shawn Michaels for Grand Slam.
Let's try. Let's see. No, Sean.
All right, I'm gonna take some of these hints, and I will tell my friends.
All right. So one thing I will say, the Money in the Bank and Inner Circle, Jack Swagger. Like
Like
that was the
Swagger.
first one that came up.
Mm.
What's his name now? Jake Hager or something like that?
Yeah, but
All
I think Jack will come. Jack Swagger will come up still.
right.
It has to. There's literally no other option.
All right,
I'll say
yep,
there's
Jack
literally,
Swagger.
I'll say there's literally no other option.
And then well, you brought up the Undertaker. Someone who Undertaker lost the IC title to Jeff Hardy.
Mm.
Why was I
Man.
thinking? Why was
I
I
would
thinking
guess that.
Dolph though?
I would
I
have
had
guessed it
Dolph in
either.
my head for that one.
Mm. But no, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for playing along with us. If you were watching and playing along with us, shout out to us because we won the bet. I'm not gonna lie,
There we go.
man.
You did.
If
Thank
you're,
you.
I'm not gonna lie, you might have to text the other half of Adrenaline Drip, tell them to come tap in with the boys. We
Oh,
need,
sure. I'm down.
we need a pot of cold brew on the show.
Yes, definitely.
But no, man. Genuinely, I do want to just
Yeah.
give you some time to go ahead. If you want to say anything to the people, plug your stuff, please, please, please. And again, of course, thank you for your time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
Dude.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Like super grateful. Like this is, I've been starstruck the whole time.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is like super cool. Like I was going through your matches preparing for this. I was seeing your match with Leo Rush and all kinds. Like
Mm,
like I'm just like this is great. So
dude.
thank you for your time. Yeah.
Man, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. And dude, that means the world to me that you've watched me progress and watched the journey, and you got my back as we're going forward. For
Absolutely,
everyone
man.
who doesn't know me just yet or looking for ways to contact or find me on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, I'm Jack Cartwheel on all of those. I've got a Big Cartel website where I sell these shirts, Get Cartwheeled. I have
Okay.
another Jack Cartwheel shirt as well on that website. And the link to that should be on all those social medias in my profile. And yeah, I want you guys to know to stay cartwheeling. I'm trying my best to get back to the ring as soon as I can. So we can keep chasing these dreams that we've been talking about.
Absolutely,
Oh,
man.
that's it. That's it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, like always, thank you. Actually, Jack, I'm not sure if you know, but you are the first wrestler to ever get interviewed on the Top Rope Boys podcast. So thank you for being
Thank
our
you.
inaugural interview.
Let's
Thank you,
go.
man.
Thank you guys. All right. I did not know that.
Of
You guys
course,
you
of
guys have a
course.
good system already.
Hey,
Thank
man,
you,
Oh,
we
that's
man.
try.
great. Thank
Thank
you.
That
you.
means a lot. Thank you.
But no, I'm gonna let my co-hosts go ahead and give their outros real quick because I've been yapping everybody's head off. So, OG, why don't you go ahead and start it off?
All right, like you're rocking with us, Jack. Thank you for being here with us. Like always, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, all the above. Let everybody know about Top Rope, DMV's best podcast, and the world's best podcast. Reek, what's up with you?
And you know, it's your host of the Militia Man with the Plan, Mr. Rique Brown. You know the vibes. Hey, please check out Jack. If you have not checked out Jack's
Yes.
stuff, please do. He's one of the best young talents in the world for sure, and I can only assume he's going to be even better. And I can see it in him. He's going to be fucking fantastic. So please check him out. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And see you in the next one, man.
Hey man, like always, it's the EST, the DMV. It's your boy, the Beijing Bulldozer, the Cameroonian Nightmare, the Chocolate City Saint, El Misterio Negro. It's Stef, man. This is our first interview in the books. Jack, thank you so much for your time, guys. Please, please, please check him out. And like always, we are over the top rope.
Peace.